What is going on, guys? This is Elijah here, and I'm back with another college football prediction video, and this time it is between the Iowa Hawkeyes versus the Iowa State Cyclones. Alright, so as you guys know, that I'm talking about the Iowa Hawkeyes versus the Iowa State Cyclones, which will be at Jack Price Stadium. Coverage will be on FS1. Time is 4 p.m. Eastern Time, which is a good time for a primetime type game. And of course, it is a rivalry game. As you guys know, that Iowa last year won. They won 13-3, so it was a close game. All the past two seasons have been a close game, but Iowa has won. The last time Iowa State won was back in 2014, 20-17. So it is going to be a close game, especially when it is at Iowa State. This past Saturday, it's a Sunday, and man, there's been some crazy college football games. Saturday, UNC, of course, they won against Miami. It was a great game. I went to that game last night. Also, BYU beat Tennessee. Tennessee has just been in a spiral, just going crazy. Iowa State had a bye week this week, but last week they barely beat the University of Northern Iowa. It's a crazy, crazy game. It went all the way to 3 overtimes, and of course, Iowa State won that game. It was insane just to watch it, and it's crazy. And of course, Iowa just dismantled Rutgers. Rutgers has just been down lately. They just haven't been the same. They need to go back to the American. They're not really good in the Big Ten. I'm sorry if any Rutgers fans listen to this video or watch this video. So, as you guys know, I like to go through this season leaders, and I'd like to do the team stats. But first, let's go to the matchup predictor. It has Iowa, or ESPN has Iowa's as 57.7% over Iowa State, which Iowa State has a 42.3%. All right, so let's go ahead and go through the season leaders. For Iowa, we have Nathan Stanley. He did really well, or Nate Stanley. He did really well against Rutgers. So far for 2 games, he has 37-58, 488 passing yards and 6 touchdowns. For Iowa State, we have Brock Purdy, for 2 games or 1 game. He had 30 for 41 completions to attempts, or attempts to completions, whatever you want to call them. 278 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. All right, for rushing yards, we have Iowa. We have Mekhi Sargent. He has 27 carries, 150 yards, and 1 touchdown from 2 games. And then for Iowa State, we have Johnny Lang with 14 carries, 60 yards as for just the 1 game against Northern Iowa. All right, so we have for receiving wise, we have for Iowa, we have Amir Smith-Marset. Him and Nate Stanley are going to be a good dynamic duo because they Nate likes to pass it to Marset. So that's going to be a good duo this upcoming Saturday. All right, so he had 8 receptions, 148 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns. While for Iowa State, for Deshaunte Jones, he had 14 receptions, 126 yards, and 0 touchdowns. All right, so for the team stats, we're going to go to points per game. We have Iowa 34.0 to Iowa State 29.0. For points allowed per game, Iowa has good defense, 7.0, and of course from Iowa State's from the 1 game against Northern Iowa, 26.0. Coming off a bye, I think Iowa State might have an advantage just because they have a break from just playing football from week 1, and I think they might become ready, prepared, especially for against Iowa. Total yards, we have Iowa 451.5, while Iowa State 463.0. Yards passing for Iowa 248.0, while Iowa State has 278.0. Yards rushing, we have Iowa 203.5 to Iowa State's, which they have 185.0. All right, so now we go to defense. This will be the last thing. Yards allowed, we have for Iowa 185.0. For Iowa State, we have 262.0. For yards or passing yards allowed, Iowa 113.5, while Iowa State has 228.0. Yards rushing allowed is for Iowa, 71.5 yards rushing allowed, while Iowa State has a 34.0, which is really good. So my prediction for this game is Iowa State's coming off of a bye week. Iowa is coming off from momentum from beating Rutgers, but I think that Iowa State could pull off this upset. It's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be between a field goal or a one-score touchdown lead. I think the score will be, let's see here, I'm going to guess 31 to 27, something crazy like that. And Iowa kicks a field goal, or Iowa State kicks a field goal to clutch it in late, just late in the game. And I think Iowa State might have a chance to upset Iowa, who's ranked 20th, but also Iowa State is ranked 25th in the nation as well. So it's going to be an intense game. And let me know what you guys think. Will Iowa continue their lead to be 3-0, or will Iowa State knock off their rival, Iowa Hawkeyes? They haven't beaten Iowa since 2014 with a 20-17 lead. It's been a pretty close game, except for 2016 where they beat Iowa State 42-3. But the past two games have been close and kind of low scoring, high scoring. Who knows? It could be a low scoring game with good defenses, and then who knows? It could be a high scoring game. So my final prediction is an upset. It's not really an upset because they're both ranked, but I do think that coming off of bye week, Iowa State has an advantage because they're more prepared and they aren't sore from the previous game. So final prediction for today on this podcast/video: Iowa State 31-27 against Iowa. I like both teams, so I have no bias towards both teams. I like their programs, and so guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. If you're an Iowa fan, let me know who's going to win this game, and if you're an Iowa State fan, let me know what you guys think as well. Alright guys, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. More college football videos/podcasts on the way, and I can't wait for some more college football because the past 2 weeks have been awesome. Alright guys, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and peace.